Yo, what's going on DBZ enthusiasts out there? This is your boy RPG, aka the Random Black Gamer, hitting you guys up with another video. In today's video topic, I wanted to do a discussion / analogy video on what if Raditz escaped with Gohan. Considering the fact that Raditz's presence in the series was short-lived and he was never mentioned again, I figured what better way to do the character justice than include him in a scenario. And since Gohan's character development seems to be coming to a screeching halt, this is the perfect time to add him in with his long-forgotten uncle. As we all know, Raditz kicks things off by unveiling Goku's true heritage and tries to recruit him to join him along with Vegeta and Nappa. Goku declines on the offer, ultimately leading to Raditz kidnapping Gohan. Piccolo and Goku join forces but are no match until Gohan aided them, and Goku ultimately sacrifices himself and they defeat Raditz. Now, judging the fact that there have been multiple scenarios made by fans and the recent inclusion of Dragon Ball Xenoverse's change in the DBZ timeline, this could have gone either way. Considering the fact that Goku failed his original mission to destroy the Earth, Raditz could have easily saved himself the time and wiped out the Earth himself. Even after multiple setbacks during his battle with Goku and Piccolo, the odds always seemed to be in his favor. I mean, for a low-level Saiyan, this guy was a juggernaut. Even after he nearly got his chest shattered to pieces by Gohan's raging headbutt, he still had enough energy to put up a good fight. Now, to make this what if analogy work, I want to use certain filler aspects from later DBZ episodes, since the aspects fit in well between the canon episodes and further explore certain unanswered mysteries of the universe. And that filler episode that I'm going to be using is episode 18, The End of Snake Way. During this particular filler moment, we see Goku's old Saiyan space pod, which is still fully operational. It has seemed to be set to a default function which sent out a neurological signal ordering Goku to destroy the Earth. The signal taps into Gohan, causing his strength to double, and it also unlocks his primal instincts. Piccolo senses the rise in Gohan's energy and tries to detain him, but Gohan's strength proves too much for him. Even after Piccolo multiplied into 2, Gohan was still able to best him. The reason why I've chosen this instance is because it encompasses more on the Saiyan Space Pod's abilities. We see this device transmit a signal, and we also see it project a hologram of the moon. Now, we all know that this episode clashes with certain canon episodes later because Piccolo had to destroy the space pod in order to stop the moon's projection and revert Gohan from his ape form. But in the canon episode, the pod is found and modified by Bulma to aid Goku on his journey to planet Namek. But I just think that those are brilliant features for any space pod to have. Considering the fact that Raditz held Gohan captive in one of these, just what if Raditz had these features available to be used to control Gohan? The odds would be stacked against Goku and Piccolo 10-1. Just the thought of Gohan's hidden potential being used with an aggressive Saiyan nature is scary. If the situation were reversed, Gohan could have used his raging headbutt on Goku, and since he lacks protective Saiyan armor, he most likely would have died from the blow. They would make quick work of Piccolo and commence to destroy the Earth and rendezvous with Vegeta and Nappa. Or Goku or Piccolo manages to survive, but Raditz retreats with a newly controlled Gohan. Now you have to think, Gohan has had many variations from his kid form to his future form, all the way up to his current / ultimate version of himself. All those variations are allied with good guys, but when you take him under the likes of Raditz, or in possible cases Vegeta, you have a big issue on your hands. One of the main things Vegeta and his gang had going for them is the harsh conditions they had to endure on each of their missions. Since each planet they encounter has a different level of gravity, they're automatically put to the test. And on a side note, Planet Vegeta possesses 10 times the gravity of Earth, giving the Saiyans a natural physical resiliency. Now, considering the fact that Gohan's relatively young, he would make a great Saiyan prodigy under these conditions. If you think about it, Goku underwent gravity training as an adult and had to endure these conditions on King Kai's planet and his spaceship. So he sort of had to take on a training regimen similar to his ancestors and play catch up. But a young upstart like Gohan can have a promising future. Now, how Raditz goes about using Gohan is the question. Would he align himself with Vegeta and Nappa, or go on his own conquest out into the galaxy? In my opinion, Saiyans are so cutthroat they can kinda take on their own agenda instead of helping one another. We've seen this time and time again with Vegeta. He didn't really care for what happened to Raditz or Nappa. Somewhere down the line, Raditz will discover Gohan's hidden power, and he might even forge a bond with him since they are nephew and uncle. Or maybe Vegeta and Raditz could assign Gohan as a secret apprentice and hone his skills behind the scenes until they decided to overthrow Frieza. Take those scenarios into account. Gohan could be like the mysterious Saiyan prodigy. He could go on to ravage inhabited planets, growing stronger and ultimately mastering his hidden power. He can even thwart some of Frieza's plans by killing some of his most elite warriors. As I mentioned earlier, he can be a major force with this killer intent he has. Now, since this is an altered timeline, one of the lingering questions is going to be, when will Gohan achieve Super Saiyan status? There have been multiple arguments within the Dragon Ball Z community that in order to achieve Super Saiyan status, one must be pure of heart. But that wasn't necessarily the case with Vegeta. During one of his recollections, he stated that he was pure evil. But this could have been him being sarcastic. Later on, we find out that the power responds to a need to protect others, a need to protect oneself, and in Vegeta's case, a need to uphold one's pride. So what's not to say that somewhere down the line, Gohan needs to protect his Uncle Raditz from an enemy, or even Frieza. I mean, even though Gohan has been manipulated into being evil, he can begin to develop emotions as he matures. We've seen his grandfather Bardock show a softer side for his friends and son. So let's just say by the time he hits his late teens, memories of his past start to resurface. I can picture Gohan being reluctant to kill one of his targets because he developed a little compassion over the years. Obviously, this would not sit well with Vegeta and the gang. As we all know, they have no room for remorse in their conquest. This would make an awesome scenario because Gohan is now the wild card and the potential hero. By this time, Frieza has been killed and Vegeta, Raditz, and Nappa are most likely Super Saiyans. Now, over the past years, we can imagine that Gohan has been treated as a pushover, given how significantly stronger Vegeta and the others are. But given these newly acquired emotions, anything can happen and cause him to ascend to Super Saiyan 2. You have to keep in mind that he was and still is the youngest Saiyan to attain the SSJ2 transformation. I feel like he would be the first to do it again, and if it happens, Vegeta and the gang would be in a world of trouble. I could go on and on, but I just wanted to give you guys a general synopsis on what I think would happen. What are you guys' thoughts on this scenario? I want to hear about your what if scenarios in the comment section below. If you have any topics on DBZ, send them to my business inquiry email, which will be in the description box below. And to get a confirmation that you've been watching this video all the way through, type in the word #FamilyOuting. But like always, this is your boy RBG signing out on another video. I'll catch you guys later.